Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Wise Up TV tonight for the club rooms where all of our members gather to hang out and spend some quality time. And it's a great moment to come in here and be a member right now. If you do want to become a member, you can hit the join button on your desktop, and then you'll see the membership options there. We'd love to have you here to be available to be a part of the conversation for tonight. But it's great to have everyone in the house and a lot to talk about tonight. For those that have seen my video uh, from the game, kind of a seminal moment in terms of, for me personally, and I'm going to break that down tonight. And I want to see your feedback. Am I overhyping things? We'll get into that a little bit. But firstly, I want to acknowledge all of our fantastic members in the house. Strictly, as always, ai pai, ai, tika ana, e te matua. And Strictly doing great stuff with the content, man. Love seeing your stuff pop up and working hard, man, and hoping everything's going well in your space. T Mackie, good to see you, my man. Daniel, it is. Wherever you are in the world, morning, evening, it's a fantastic feeling right now. T Ski, yes, it is, man. It was good. Finally, a non-stressful win. Yeah, that's part of my evaluation of why. Big up Jazz Guadawano, and Jazz was at the game and shared with me a lot of his thoughts as well, and made me come to my kind of conclusion about what I felt about it when I watched the game back. So good to see you, Jazz. Mr. Inspector, what a game! AFB shut down. It really, really was. You got to book the grand final tickets. Let's book those tickets. Let's book them in Austin. Good to see you, man. Hit the likes and quick sub if you aren't already. Thank you, Jazz. Yeah, guys, let's hit that like. Even if you are watching on the outside, please give us that like and subscribe if you are new and you're interested in more Warriors content here at Wise Up TV. Tony, this is our year. This is the year. Sorry, not our year, but the year. You got the Avatar connection where they connect through the tail. Was it Tski? They're in sync. They're in sync. Big up, big up, guys. I'll just start quickly. I'll do my little spiel and then we'll get to the questions and comments. But I did come out with kind of a bold, I suppose, view that performance for me personally, and it's different for everyone. And I understand everyone's got different views on it. But what I saw from that solidified the Webster era, and I'll take you back to 2 years ago where Webby had an amazing breakout season. We all know that Dally M Coach of the Year had a really tough year last year. And in this current stage, for him to get this team up and where it is and where I felt it was from their performance against the Sharks, just made me feel that this man, if I didn't believe in him, like I said, if I didn't believe in him before, I really do believe in him now more so, that he is the right coach and that he will bring premiership success. That's a bold statement. We know as Warriors fans that to come out and say that, I'm pretty much saying it's our year, or the next couple of years are our years. We will get over the line and get the premiership. But I saw enough in that if that was to be the template or the standard for who we are or what we want to be and what we identify ourselves as being moving forward, then I think that's a team worthy. Or and this year could be, it may not win, but in next 2 to 3 years, we have a window here to be a really, really top team. So that was kind of my view. But I felt emboldened from that performance, and I appreciate everyone of the first graders saying to me, "Leave on watch this back." There's something special in that performance, and I saw it. I saw the detail, the young guys, the balance, the physicality, Fisher's influence, all those things. So I'm really, really, really excited. It emboldened me and hyped me up. As Daniel was saying, that I just feel like we need to really buy into the playing group. And even if they have a few more, should we say, lapses or drops, it goes back to being close games for me. And I'll weigh this up into context. the Sharks are currently sitting 5th in the comp. And I know they got smashed by the Roosters, but we put a number on them. If that's the 5th team currently coming 5th midway through the season, I'm sure that will change. It tells you that barring a few teams currently, definitely the top 4. And there's probably outsiders that are improving. But there's a great window here based on the opposition for us to make a move as well. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's not only us doing really well, but there's a window of opportunity that presents itself that we could go on a deep run if we do everything right and continue. I mean, that's only a snapshot. That's only one great performance. We'd love to see more similar moving forward, but I'm emboldened to say that I'm fully behind this team. I'm fully behind the Haas pairing. I don't think there's any doubt of that. I'm fully behind everyone, the coach, the players, the leadership group, that this is the team that wants to win. So that's my little spiel to get us started, and then I'll hit the chat right now. T-Mac, never seen a young players take a game over collectively. Sharks friends and players they did, and I spoke about Lecker, the scalps he's starting to collect in terms of his opponents. Manned up, nullified Nikora in many ways. Nikora couldn't really deal with them. He had his moments. And likewise, Laban, dominant in his performance against a team that, let's be honest, this is a team that's been in the finals for the last 3 to 4 years, and they handled them well. It's a big rap on them, and Dimitri through the middle as well. Appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate him. Lock him in, log Webby in for a 10-year. I could see that. I mean, I could see that because the recovery he's had to make from that 2024, which was everyone was after him. You go into that Raiders game at Vegas, and it seems as like the season's going to continue the way it went. But Webby's kind of restructured, reimagined what this team is about, and it's in a very different mode or mold, should I say, from previous years. Inspector, I reckon if they keep going this way, Webby should be coach of the year this year too. He probably has every right to. I don't think they'll give it to him, obviously, with the success of other coaches like potentially Serraldo, who I just saw Galvin go over the line, and that looks like it's going to be, in due course, a good move. But, having access to talent, that top young talent to transfer mid-season, whatever way you cut it up, it gives them an advantage in the recruitment space that I don't think Webby is warranted pound for pound for me. Definitely. Ricky probably deserves a shout too. I'm not going to take that away from Ricky. But I would love to see our man get another one for sure. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jose, good to see you, man. No notes this week. Yeah, man. Just loving it, and we'll get through it. We'll definitely get through it, brother. I have the fear that the big boys will come knocking and take Webby away. Tony, I can see it. There is a fear. Obviously, there's an unknown with Perth. Other teams looking for head coaches. Webby's wife, family, do they want to settle back in Australia? We know with Ivan and his time that they loved it, but the heartstrings and kids growing up at certain ages, it starts to lead towards things. But let's not think about that too much. Let's focus on an opportunity here for a coach to, really build something. And I appreciate that concern, but I think we should really focus in on our coach and what he's doing right now for sure. Hey, Will, it's good to see you. Halasima Laban and Vaimonga stepping up to the plate reminds me of when Matalina, Paco, Locke, and SJ found their feet. Yeah, you need. Sorry, excuse me. It's a little bit of the Raro, the old school. I haven't drunk Rago in ages until this year. Started getting back into the Raros. Every era that you see of a Warriors team that's had been success, it's had X Factor or high quality young talent. You go back to the 02 era, where we They had the Farfelis, the Mellies, the Laotitis, um, all that young talent that was just coming up at the same time together and being very important, playing a very important role as you go to the Manu Vatuve era, um, and others of different eras. There's always been a young gun or a young player that kind of took the league by storm and was a damaging player. So to see that group, if they continue on this trend, it might be the best four horsemen, baby junior four horsemen, Waimonga, Leka, Laban, and maybe three. But you know what I mean, like a young group to kind of come in. Um, they're frauds. They are absolute frauds. They are absolute frauds for sure. Two hooker rotation argument. We can definitely talk about that. We'll get into that. Strictly saying the DNA is there, bro, is more of a better feeling knowing the club as a whole is on the up, doing bigger and better. Yeah, it is. Southside, I can see that sentiment. We're definitely going to get into Healy, for sure. Um, yeah, Nikora, we know how good he is. Their attack just got nullified, and it's a credit to our guys that they just put everything away. CNK was fantastic with his work of just clean up work. Everyone making their one-on-ones in difficult spots. Agreed, man. And everyone's playing in good form. I think good form is really important too. Pompey, you're looking at him; he's probably in one of his career best runs of form, in terms of confidence, play, decision making, edge defense, all those things. RTS as well is performing at a clip that I didn't think was possible. Little to no errors, tidy work defensively, yardage runs, explosive plays. It's absolutely great to see. He's saying New Quarter should stay team of the fish. I didn't have any major issues with New Quarter. Starting, I did probably highlight that I thought defensively his movements were a little bit, I'd say, not as clean as Barnett's, but to his credit, he played a great game and they all chipped in and worked together as a unit. So I can't really take that away from him, and I think he might be that starting 10 for sure. um, yeah, no ideas. Really, no ideas. They ran out of ideas massively, massively. Hey Ted, good to see you, brother. Was so awesome how the boys piled on the points, but it was the defense kicking to the corners, making the Sharkies work hard right up to the last minute of the game. The boys didn't let up. That was the detail that you saw, a control, measured, consistent pressure performance that you just knew that they were going to crack day. You absolutely knew that they were going to break down. You know what I mean? So I got to give a massive rap to Webby and the players, like all of them. None of them went out of the game plan. They all stuck within it. The offloads at times were perfect. The defensive reads, the one-on-ones, like I said, they had to make were bang on. That's a great point, T. Mackie. We're going to talk about Robbo as well and that influence on things. Young guns coming to the party and not even looking back. They didn't. And Laban, as I'm sure you're aware of, just peppering Kale Ero, or whoever was in his way, saying, "No, man, you're going to have it today." The young pups stood up to the more experienced players and said, "No, we're here," and that's what I loved about it too. The attitude, the feistiness. We talked about a team lacking mongrel last year, and you're starting to see it from the young pups that they do not step down. And so I'm happy those three are coming together perfectly. Dom, great to see you. The whole team has a blinder when Easy didn't just stand out like he has all year for us. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, Inu was kind of more mercurial. More Inu for me had more talent than Pompey, but Pompey within his talent skill set is very solid at it. If Christian was more, I suppose, played more within his skill set and worked harder, I definitely see Christian was great. He was too mercurial though. He was on and off, massively on and off for us. Leka, Laban, Vaimonga, and Ali are the four horsemen, bro. There it is, Mr. Ali. Thank you, T Mackie. The four horsemen. Technically, those four. And big up Ali as well, if he stays healthy. But to have a run of four like that, you're looking at a Penrith type, what, Crichton, To'o, Luai, Cleary, or who, that four players that kind of came through that really kind of took them into the next phase of what Penrith is, And I mean, it's not always like for like, but definitely you're hoping that those four make that impact similar. This next game against Penrith is after Origin 2. It's going to be played in Perth. We play them on the Saturday. How many of the Origin players are going to back up? I have heard that Ivan is not going to send them over to Auckland. So I imagine, again, it leads to us being in a strong position to win that game, and we should go with every confidence that we can win the game. Not going to say comfortably, but we should go confidently, feeling even with Origin players that we deserve where we are right now. And yes, Penrith are slowly making their way up the ladder, but if we're about that life and what I believe we are, we should win that game. Support the channel by becoming a member and join the Wise Up TV Discord server. Thank you. Yeah, we do have a Discord server. There are information on how to join in the community post section or in the post section. But definitely come through. Yeah, it's just injuries, Tees, but I think he'll find his way back for sure. Yeah, Fish, again, I want to sing this guy's praises for what he's been able to do. And to him to get over the line, you could just see how stoked he was, and the boys with him shows you how much they respect and love him. Yeah, Webby is the key for me, Dom. Yo, Tony, thank you very much. Thank you, really appreciate this. 20, you don't have to, as I always say, but out of the love and your passion for our team and our boys, and especially here at Wise Up TV, we thank you, man. We really do love this family. I love all the first graders, all the reserve graders, everyone that watches and involves and that gets involved in the conversation. You're all very smart people. I was cracking up at Boldo over at ET Stand, the post-match show. He told me they got 4K views, and he said pretty much half or more was Warriors, supporters. So I know half of you guys went over there to either rub it in or, wish them well or show them some love, lift their spirits up a little bit after that performance. But I know this community is growing and it's massive, and I can vouch for nearly everyone as being good people, and that's great to see, Tony. That's what the love for is, the appreciation for everyone that's involved in this club and what we try to do here. So thank you very much, Tony. We appreciate that very, very much so. Yep. That's a great one, Will. That's a very, very good one. Yeah, you go. You drive automatic? Because I don't think you know how to drive clutch. Yeah, man. Big up everyone. Big up Tony. Absolutely massive. We appreciate you, brother. Shout out to our brother Tony, man. Always a massive supporter here at Wise Up TV. Hey, Hens, great to see you. Great to see you. And yeah, the wheels, that ball from Vaimonga. Again, what I loved about it was the pace off the catch, slowing it up, turning the hips, but actually putting the ball on the hip. I think that's probably the best place in that situation because it lets the eyes to turn towards the back. So the placement of the ball I thought was perfect, and catch from Fish on the hip. But that shows you the talent level And when the confidence is high and playing well, Dimitri is going to be one of those kids that you're going to look at and say, this is a high quality talent. Very much so. Yes, Hens. He was up and down, and he had it. And when it was on, and he was one of the best in the game. I swear, he was on. But when he was off, he was very, very up, very, very, very off. Yeah, Southside. Everyone's loving Discord. Like I say, everyone that is previous members or haven't become a member, join our Discord. There is the information in the community post. It's great to have everyone in there and kind of talking it out. There's different sections. We've got NRL chat, we've got Super Coach, we've got fantasy, we've got the general Warriors chat as well. So people definitely jump in there if you are a member already, or if you want to become a member, to join the Discord and continue, chats daily on different topics. Yeah, man, definitely jump in. Chanel, Leco, Pompey, and RTS side was bulletproof. No, yeah, definitely. Yes. Add the success of our New South Wales Cup team and our development teams, and this club has to be thinking it can win it all in 26, maybe 25, but the Storm are still big favourites. Yeah, and yesterday when I was saying we could go all the way, it requires a lot of luck. It requires a lot of things to happen still. It's not an out and out saying we're going to win the premiership. I don't want to mislead anyone, and maybe I overhype. But what I meant by that was, we should be able to put ourselves in a position this year to go for it. And in saying that, you need a bit of luck. Like 2011, there was a lot of luck involved. In this case, maybe someone else knocking out the Storm in the playoffs, someone else, or coming up against a team that we feel confident against. And, there's a lot of things that need to go our way. But what you can do is put yourself in the best position to, I'd say, get a home prelim, and that for me would be a massive success from where we've come. I know that's early days, but if my vision for the end of the year was, if anything, was to get in a top 4 finish, predominantly top 2, and get a home prelim. And even I'm not even promising to say we'd win the home prelim, but that'd be one step up over 2023, and it'd be one massive step up for Webby to say, we're trying our best to take it to another level. Absolutely, a final would be fantastic. But I get what you're saying, Timaki, the success of everything culminating in 26, again, it leads you to saying the next 2 or 3 years we are primed to do something. And that's what I felt from watching that game. I was like, okay, the future is here. And I thought that future was in 2027. I was giving it another 3 more years for developments to come through, and even 2025 was a development year. Like, we're going to sit in 9th or 10th the majority of the year. But no, it's more like the time is now, and especially the opportunity in context where we're at is massive. LD, how many tickets left in the meet and greet? Hey, man, there's a ton right now. Yes, I will get up in the actually strictly it's in the Discord. The details for the for the event are there in the meet and greet section. So go there and get the promo code as well to help as well. So yeah, there's tons of spots available. We're going for 50. I think we've got maybe 4 or 5 at the moment. Still early days, but if you guys are interested, definitely let me know. But the details are on the community page as well for people that aren't members. You can get the information there. But for those also that are channel members, they're in the Discord. Would love to, bro. Yep. There's so many great. It's going to be a great time. Like I said, complimentary drinks, complimentary food. We've got a goodies bag coming out. We've got spot prizes. I'm hoping to get someone from the club to come and spend some time with us. Maybe a lecker. Give him an interview, see how he goes. Give him some interview training. Nah, maybe he needs to come on to Wise Up TV and just kind of guide him through the process of how to speak to people. But yeah. So definitely, bro. Appreciate that. Strictly, man. I got to keep moving. Yes, shot south side. Yep, and show love to the other brothers too doing content. Let's take off CHT. That was a try on all money. Yeah, CHT is playing really, really well. Oh, Chance is absolutely good, playing right, so good right now. And I said that about. I can't believe I let Boldo get that one on us, and he intentionally set me up. And to see CNK what he's doing, man, Chance is absolutely on a tier. They were gutted, Tay. They were hey, good to see you, Tay. They were absolutely gutted, I think. Also, do you think CHT is tired after running 90 meters? Yeah, he was smashed, eh? I was being itty. So good on you, Strictly. Look, I learned my lesson from that guy. Never believe a word he says, man. Never believe a word he says. Um, Not to knock Egan, but Healy was great point. Yeah, for others, definitely tempo. I want to give a massive reps to Healy. Like I said in my review, his tempo of his runs, timing of his runs, knowing when to go, when to pull up. It's a very interesting passing style too. Kind of extends the arms and draws it up. But no, his passing accuracy was great. I thought he was fantastic. And look, if we can sign him up long term, bro, we can definitely say we're moving into the future. Sure. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough for Boulder. Really rough for the brother. Um, yeah, it was, I popped my head in on the. I wanted to say stuff, but yeah. Tomato seems to be figuring out the role. I enjoyed his play from Damian Healy is like Forrest Gump out. They do give Durant. Yeah, he was absolute machine. On to Mighty, yeah. I know a lot of people again critical of him and they want him out and Healy in. And I totally get that, but I thought he was quite a good stabilizing player in that role. Defensively, I thought he was really quite tight for a guy his size and the role he's playing. His passing from the dummy half was pretty clean. I mean, he's got no real marker work. He's not that type of guy. But I absolutely thought that he was he was clean in what he did, and I thought we didn't lose anything from him playing dummy half. We just maintained momentum. We kept pushing through. So that's fantastic. Yeah, man, it was absolute chaos. And good on Boulder for coming in to just kind of rock things up, man. I respect him. He's good for he's a wind up man. I respect him for that. Clark is alpha that he is vocal when he sees foul play. Yeah, yeah. I think definitely he's well, Clark is perfect for us. He's perfect for Webby's system. He's perfect for how he's playing. I have absolutely a lot of respect for Clark, man. He's again one of the best signings I've had. Contrast between both nines. Egan is a finesse, silky hands, and Healy is just all energy, speed out, dummy half. Yes, Healy has that speed and timing at a dummy half, and he's got the offload game. If you see him, he'll go into contact, and because he's so energetic, the team can't quite pull him down. He'll always have the arm free for an offload. That's why I think you're probably looking at him and saying, "Can we get him a bench spot against a tight forward pack?" Because he'll be a ball of energy, and then he'll give off those late offloads and give you second phase footy. So definitely, there's an opportunity for him moving forward. Definitely, but great point, Hens. Really good. I won't lie, I love seeing AFB sulking after the game. How do you like them, bro? Oh, man, I can't let go of the Brownings, man. That is fantastic. I understand this is a Warriors chat, but just want to give a shout out to Papa Lee from the Raiders. 319 in our game, scored 2 tries. Kicked the conversion. Yeah, massive to Papa. Big Papa. Definitely a massive, career for a man his size, and you're thinking that type of forward is kind of being phased out of the game, the size of him. But he's kind of transformed his career, taken it to places that not many have. And to get 319 NRL games, no matter which way you do it, and to do it a one-man club man, it's very, very difficult. But credit to him, and that conversion was sweet. I got to give it up to Big Papa, man. What a talent he is. Yeah, we're building to that, definitely. We're building to that, Jose, definitely. Okay, tell you, we'll sort you out, brother. We'll sort you out. Rose knows how, but I can help you too. We will sort that out for sure, Tay. We'll get you over the line. he is probably, yeah, he's frustrated right now. Yeah, it didn't help. Definitely, definitely. But man, we might have to get him on Wires Up TV. Get him comfortable talking in front of the mic. um, yeah, man, bro. He really was, but he got there. He got there. Yeah, that is absolutely bang on there, Dom. Um, not sure what happened to CHT, but he was, yeah, he was. You can tell that he was struggling to give it was all off the mark, but he did fantastic. Um, yes, yeah, all the details there. Tay, we'll get you in there, man, for sure. Um, how do you think Webster manages Clark and Van Molnar at 13 going forward? Clark only played 50 minutes. That's good. That's that sweet spot. 50 minutes is where your primed, um, work rate. I think anyone that plays 50 minutes, they should be fresh, high work level. I think whatever the balance that he got going would be, I see it as one of his best called games. And I suppose getting what he got out of Vaimonga says that's going to be a rotation they're going to keep. And that's going to be an option for that ball playing option with Vaimonga through the middle. And it's only going to improve that's going to be even deadlier. So I think Clark, keep him fresh. If anything, you don't want to drag him out too long. I really reckon, keep that pace and intensity for him. Keep him at that level. Don't overdo it. And if you can get more out of Vaimonga now, that's great. That's great too. Um, he's looking good, man. Papa Lee could start for the Rays next year. He's a unit. Yeah, I mean he's just a beast, and he's again just a great talent. Shout out to Kirk Capewell getting Origin selection. Yeah, yeah. Halligan wasn't the greatest either, was he? Oh my goodness, man. We need some Shakespeareans on the panel to navigate using the right words at the right time. Good to see Dallin getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, again, it speaks to Bailey. Welcome and Bailey. Good to see you. Speaks to just being giving players time to find reps and get their game sorted. And Dallin, look, he's a what, close on 10-year professional or longer. Yes, he's coming into that veteran stage, but he's still a quality player. And look, he's not getting the try scoring that we got in 2023. It's probably been a long time, but he's getting aerial tries. He's finding ways to influence the game and use his skill set, and still has detailed finishing. Like the last two tries he got over the line were very high quality in terms of his timing of his jump, getting the ball to ground. All those things that can be very, very difficult. So I got to give a lot of props to Dallin and just give him time. And people, again, me and Ash always talk about understanding the system. The system requires him to jam in at times. And sometimes it's not him as such. It's more so the work of the inside defenders lacking, or teams just knowing they've got the overload. And sometimes it's too good no matter which way you cut it up. So, but yeah, it's great to see him doing well. Strictly, yeah, the bench rotation was the bench rotation. I couldn't believe it. Finding a way to get around the Barnett situation and finding solutions. That's a proper coach, man. That's a proper coach knowing how to, how he wants to get around the clear problems or lack of of experience, or I think Webby at times relied on players to play long minutes and to push them to the limits to cover for someone who was lacking experience. It seems as though now he's actually saying, "Nah, you guys are ready. I'm going to call this game. Be ready to go." I mean, the call for Tamaide early was very, very smart. I don't think anyone was expecting that type of a change. I thought Healy might go for 50 or 60 and then Tamati on the back end, but that was well timed. Tamati came in and did a job, and then Healy came and finished off the back end. So then the timings of Tennisdale Smith, all those things were pinpoint, and that's how you call a game as a coach. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and Tahi, the license and freedom that they have to know the right offload to give. The support players were all there at the right times. You know, the passing game, the Luke, that was great to see Luke. That's one of his skill set, isn't it? Off the offload, finding the gap between the defense and then giving it to Dimitri. Luke is really showing that he's building his game off of his strengths, but also developing his weaknesses and being able to be patient in the game and knowing that also it doesn't need to come from you all the time. You know, SJ, I felt it was always through him that he was going to be the main target man. He overcalled probably, or, you know, like I respect SJ, but it was almost all through him. Whereas you can see the balance between him and Chanel. It's evenly balanced. They're calling the game to what they see. No one's overcalling each other. That's what you want to see, the equal balance. And that's why I think Jazz might have mentioned to me there were 6 different try scorers, which is like, that tells you we're being expansive. We're being the responsibility is across the team and points are coming from everywhere, which you have to now be careful of as a defensive team against the Warriors. So with Capewell out against Penrith, we really need Ali back fast. Yeah. Well, I don't say he might be out against Penrith. Let's see if he's actually starting. Do we know if he's starting? I haven't looked at the Origin stuff. But yeah, it's. I mean, I don't want to rush Ali back. I don't want to rush even Rocco back. I'm really worried for those two in terms of their health. Again, I would knock on the door of an MGT if we need it. But be very careful even with the Capewell. Look, I'm not going to blame Webby for the Barnett injury, but it was after an Origin game. If we want to be extra careful, maybe we give Capewell that time off, which I have no problem with. And even at home, go with an MGT or someone else, and trust that we'll be able to get over the line that way. That's kind of how I see it as well. I don't know how this would work, especially with our young fellas coming through. So how about honestly resign Cape Sonata for another if they form stays this high, found their feet? Yeah, I mean, you might be looking at. I mean, the thing for Capes is probably he might get a back end deal for a Perth Bears, you know, like kind of like a Bromwich contract where you're part of the establishment. You know, you know, and then Marata, you know, he probably thinks he's got one more contract in him. I'm not sure if that's with us or a lower role, but again, their salary cap probably is going to go up. So, you know, some of these guys might be able to sit on similar figures or just 100K shorter. And if they're okay with that, add in a few third-party deals. I'm not sure how that works, but I think for Capes, something like that, you know, you're probably looking for another contract extension. But definitely, I'd love to have them even through till 26. Not sure about why. Thank you, Tony, man. Yeah, can everyone give a like? Tell everyone, you know, let the word out, man. Let the word out. 144 of you guys in here. Absolutely massive. How good are wingers? They're playing. Like I said, RTS. Look, you know me, guys. I said he was. I said RTS was here as a club signing to try and, you know, I thought it was more for a media type thing and try and keep the club relevant. That's how I thought of it. But look, from that performance and how he's playing, he's definitely about wanting to bring success. You can see the way he's playing. And that's the right position for him. That's absolutely the right position for him. There's no need to have that conversation about CNK and CNK and RTS anymore. What he's doing on the wing is perfect for us. So I think we need to keep it that way. Jose is saying a halves combo since Vegas have come together, looking nice. Fifth tackle play where Healy instead of passing to Mets for a kick, so pass to CHT. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's beautiful to see that we are playing really, really good. Yeah, the second phase strictly is very, very important, and it's been a license that the players have earned. But it's also, I think, Webby saying, look, we need to find a different variety or style of play. The ball playing lock phase of the NRL shouldn't be your be all and end all. So that balance of second phase is very important. But it's that constant understanding of when to do it, when you've earned the right to offload. You know, I always found the Warriors of old, they never quite understood earning the right to offload. It was like offload or not, like offload or at will. But when you go into a carry and you got a quick, you got a quick play of the ball, and players are hanging on, and their arm is free, and there's a player behind you, the players are usually calling the right call and letting it release. So that's where I believe the offloads when we're watching them strictly, you feel comfortable seeing them. There's nothing crazy in the offloads like whoa, whoa, whoa. It's they're all pretty secure. Like, and there's some great players that's it too. You need players that can do it. Aaron Clark, Lecker, Dimitrik, Laban's got one in him. Sam Healy was great with it. Marata's probably not a guy I want to see doing an offload. Same with Fish, probably. But there are certain guys you're like comfortable with you doing an offload. Aaron's probably one of those guys, and maybe a few others. So yeah, it definitely is. Okay, appreciate that, Mackie. Yeah, Eddie's just unfortunately he just isn't getting that crack, but the fact that his name's there, he's definitely in for a shout. Williams, brother. Shout out Williams 2.0. For anyone that doesn't know, Williams 2.0 is a Sharks fan, and he's I listened to him on the ET Stand podcast, and he seems to be the only man that talks sense and is respectful of the Warriors and what we're trying to do. And shout out to 2.0, brother. Man, you didn't have to, man. I really do appreciate this. 2.0 saying fair play to you lads. Took my kids to the game. Utterly gutless performance from us. You guys look the goods. Hopefully see you guys in September, man. Respect to you, 2.0, man. And it's tough to call out your team, but when I see you call your team out, I know it's from a place of love and a place of you care so much about those Sharks that you want to see them be successful, and you want to see the club like we do have success. And I respect your takes, man. And sometimes I look at you and you're laying into Boldo and the boys, and they don't know how to take it sometimes. But that's the true heart of a fan. We wear it on a sleeve, and mate, you didn't have to, but we appreciate the love, and we're sending the love back your way as well. Back to ET Stand. They've just hit 1K. As I say, guys, go and give some love to the ET Stand podcast. They're doing great stuff over there, and been enjoying spending time with all the guys over there. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, man. Show love to the brother. You tell you that this comment about 6 different try scores as a solid point spreading the attack across the park is what we've been waiting for. Yeah, it really is. So yeah, man, it's what we need. Like, that's the only way you're going to be able to kind of, I think, find a balance. You can't be too predictable in this NRL. Teams just get onto it. They cue on to what you want to do. You have to have X factor. You have to have a little bit of unknown. And we've got some great players that can do that. Yeah, shout out 2.0, man. He's a great guy. And all the guys over there, bro. We appreciate them. Got to find out beating the Sharks will always be my... It is enjoyable, man. It's crazy that we've been successful at Shark Park the last few years, I swear. It's absolutely fantastic. Isaac, Luke, kia matua. Isaac, hope you've been well. How's post-footy life? Matua, hope things going well. And enjoyed your time here at the Warriors. That's you, bro. I swear, if it is, that would be crack up. Yeah, Bro, straight up. Get onto him up. What the Isaac, bro? If you have got the pin ready, go help brother Jazz. He needs some jersey signed straight up. Yeah, yeah. Come to the Wise Up TV meetup, bro. We'll get you a free ticket. We'll get you in there. Yeah, Wills, it is. It was a bit of ball playing. Absolutely. Absolutely. um Okay, Daniel saying, I rewatched the Storm game today. Our tackle and wrestle, which let us down in this game, has improved by leaps and bounds since then. Yeah, we're we're looking a lot more tidy. Um, yeah, man, he absolutely did. Shout out to our man William, and shout out to our man Latino, bro. Scott Latino from the ET stand jumping on the membership. We got to show our love to brother Scott, man. Absolutely, I feel for the bros too. Like I was talking about Williams, they're trying to find solutions too, like we have always had when we've had our bad years. And but we love the brothers and the work they're doing there. And like I say, guys, we've got a Origin watch along with Scott, with Boldo, and those guys coming up in 10 days time. So come along to that as well. Yeah, and show the love, man. Show the love, absolutely. Yeah, man. Show the love. Thanks, bro, Scott. We appreciate that, man. And I hope that the Warriors fans that came over, we pretty much call it fair and square. We shake hands. We might rub them with a bit of up the wires but we show our love, man. Especially in this space. We appreciate you, man. Okay, brother. My signature doesn't carry the same weight, just got the same name. Bro, you know what though? You're Isaac Luke to us, bro. You're Isaac Luke. If I see your name pop up, you're Isaac. You're the Isaac Luke, bro. Don't care which way it is. Yeah, man. Show our love to our brother. We played a simple game, everyone doing what they asked to do, and it's working up the wires, bro. Simple game plan, a different game plan too. Being adaptable. Remember we were talking about last year. Webby doesn't adapt. But look at him, he's starting to cook, man. He's really starting to cook. Really starting to cook. Let's get to Let's comment, man. I'm still down for that Nico Mick straight walk. They're typically, oh, mate. Yo, Latino, I see what you're trying to do here. I see what you're trying to do. No, it's respect to you, man. Look, it's just one of those things, with Nico, you're thinking he just doesn't quite. Yeah. And for Nico, to his credit, he has an amazing talent. It's one of those things where a player with so much talent and ability, but I'm going to call it straight, Scott. Your halves look lost, and I give that to the coaching staff. Fitzgibbon, I think, has a lot to account for. Look at our halves; you could probably say less experienced and look more structured with a clear outline. I just felt for the Hines and Trindle just lost at times, very lost. Kicking game was poor, massively poor, short. Like they just couldn't find any length on the kicks, and those are the types of things I was concerned with your guys. But respect, I respect you guys, man. But it's tough. It's tough right now, for sure. Absolutely. Respect to our brothers. Trindle kicking bombs in the middle of the field was strange to watch. A clear sign they had no line. Yeah, they ran out of ideas. I thought, and they, I mean, and I credit that to our boys. But at the same time, I think, like, you can't be, you can't be that bereft of ideas and a kicking game. Like, I think it's probably two short range kickers. I don't think Nico's, for me, I've seen him play, hasn't been a very deep, long kicking game type guy. But yeah, I put a lot of that back on the coaching stuff, setting up for success. Let's, you and Boulder talked about Morris, that, Boulder's big on Morris, missing Morris as that attacking coach. I can see that, because the attacking shape that you guys are throwing at us in 23 was just killing us. I mean, we came back in that game at Shark Park, but I've seen you guys throw much better shape in previous years, so it's tough. Yeah, coaching staff, the tools are there. I think so too. I think we upgraded Nico's contract after the Daily M, thinking clubs would come knocking. Yeah, it's a tough one, eh? I mean, I think everyone's ready to pull the pins on the halves, like even us with Metcalf, even just a Daily M leading year. And to be honest, Metcalf could have poor years after. It's one of those things that halves are so valued right now that you're thinking, man, we've got to pull the plug on this right now to keep this high value player. We're probably not a full evaluation on what he can and can't do, and the mindset of the player as well. So. But to be honest about Metcalf, I don't think, from my observations, I thought you guys thought he was a talented player, and he came with that injury history of his hamstrings and stuff like that. But credit to us, and we sent him over to the US to work on his hamstrings. He's had that run under SJ, and I think he's got a good coach, helping, guiding him, instructing him on what to do, when to do it, and working within the structure. That's where I felt for your halves is that they don't quite have that structure, or they're just lost in breath of ideas that, when things aren't going your way, how do you get back into a game? You get there little by little, doing, good positive plays over time. Bring back some childhood memories. Yeah, I know, Inspector. Shout out to you, brother. You're having the Raro here. Hayden, welcome in, sir. Hayden S. Welcome to being a YouTube member. We're great to have you. For sure. Yeah, man. Mulatalo was, and I actually, Mulatalo for me is one of those guys. He can get something going. He can generate something. He's got a lot of errors in him too, like Katoa. But if you need points, he's a guy that can pick up that crowd. I mean, the crowd I thought was flat when I was listening to it. A Sharks crowd, even though small stadium. Once, I've seen some Sharks crowds where they're up for it and the boys get rolling, but there was heaps of Warriors there. I swear the energy was more towards us. I definitely do, Buzz. Yeah, man, love to hate and welcome in, man. TJ, big up, brother. Yeah, I'm big on Metcalf being that guy. Look, you're probably saying you're going to pull the pin November 1, I'd say. Or if you want to pull the pin early, go for it. I think the combination he's building with Chanel is one that we can build off. Yeah. Yeah, 2.0, bro. He's straight up the guts, bro. Blow it up. He was saying, blow it up, man. For sure. Yeah, welcome in, brother Hayden. Big thing for us is Webby. He's so good at developing halfbacks. I don't think Fitzgibbon is that type of coach. Yeah, I mean, Fitzgibbon, for me, when he's come in, he hasn't really kicked on, and I suppose, I'll be interested to see what his connection is with the players, how he views the game. Does he connect with the players? Is he a man manager? Is he a tactician type? Thing I always hear with Boulder and Lats and that is that they're always worried about the rotations aren't never right. The bench rotations are never right. Like when you get in that conversation, for me, that's all on coaching. And if you can't figure out a bench and how to use it, a la Nathan Brown, Kearney at times baffled me with his selections and how he used the bench, the timing of it. Like for me, Webby's getting a feel for the game and when to pull the pin. You know, some of the great coaches are seamless with them when they're got to like Bellamy. For me, is one of the best at pulling the pin when to make an interchange. You know, those are the coaches that you really praise and that type of thing. But you'd have to do an internal investigation with Sharks and really look at Fitzgibbon is he the man to take you forward. You got the talent there. You got you got the Nicholas, you got Hines and Trindle that if you can get them going, you definitely got players there. But it needs to be harnessed and correctly. Yeah, man. Hayden, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome in. And join the Discord if you want to, bro. The links are in the community page. Tans, good to see you. Hope you've been well. Good to chat with you. Yeah, really great to hear your thoughts as well, Tans. And big up Warrior Fan TV. Go give them a like as well, people. Show our love to our family at Warrior Fan TV with Reo and Tans and Nick, the whānau. They're doing great work over there. Season 3, Webby and everyone on the same page for all 3 grades. Yeah. I think, you know, I loved what I saw in the booth. TJ was in there. DJ Ashford, I think his name is. He was the Harold Matt's back-to-back winning coach. And just great to see him in the booth for Webby. And you're seeing pathways for our coaches now. You know, we're showing that we're looking to the future, you know, in all facets. It just, again, I go back to that feeling that I shared with my video is that we're in a great spot here, that the club are really, really pushing forward, you know, with this. So, Jay saying, no offense to the awesome Sharks supporters, but the Sharks crowd at the weekend's game sucked a little. The small amount of us there with our drums overwhelmed one whole side of the stadium for real. Yeah, man, I like, again, there was no energy. I mean, Lats and that probably spoke to that. Boldo, I think, even said that the vibe was off in their crowd. And credit to our team for being as loud as they were. You know, the way support was massive. Great, big up Richie and Warrior Nation. Everyone that's getting out to the games overseas. Big up to the brothers, man. They're doing wonderful work. Wonderful work. Yeah, Hayden saying I was at the game too. They were a bit tame, but I got catching to some fans, and they were a good vibe. Good to see some Warriors fans around the crowd. Yeah. Did AFB stay on the field after game in Lodge Boys? I didn't see on Sky Sports. Apparently he didn't. But I haven't heard much about that. We know how difficult it is for AFB to lose a game. You know what I mean? He's not the greatest of losers, should we say? But maybe when it's all the boys in the back, who knows? Yeah. Actually, I did hear Boldo talking about there was some type of the leagues club. There's some hassle around what's happening there. So it's something to talk about. If you're interested in, probably he's going to talk about it on Tuesday. It sounds like there was some interesting kind of battles going on about the stadium. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Oh, that's cool. He's back. He's back in the club. He's back in the club. Strictly, how many dubs do you reckon we can grab from the Panthers game to the end of the regular season? I'm currently thinking we get seriously go 90% wins all the way. Look, when I came out and said that that I'm all on board, and even more so than what I was before, for sure, definitely think we can do it. Now, you are going to drop games. You just are. But I definitely think they're all winnable games. Again, they're bottom table teams. I'm not going to disrespect them that way. They can win on their day, but we should go in feeling like we can get definitely 80%, or or even possibly 90%, based on how we're playing and what I saw from that. So definitely, I went a bit crazy there. I went a little bit crazy. I went over the top there, man. But you know me, guys. When I get bored into something, I start referencing crazy stuff. Moon landing is way over the top. But what I was trying to portray was, if you think of a significant moment and how the impact of that moment was that led to that led from that. That was the one for me that says, look, we're going into the next phase. We're if you want to put a line in the sand that on this date when this game happened, that was the beginning of the the other one I should have used was when Austin 316, when that's the bottom line could start, and that brought in the attitude era with Austin. So I'm trying to think of eras where it was a game or something that triggered the events of the future. And yeah, that was crazy. It's crazy, but I love it. You guys know what I mean. You know what I mean. But fantastic. I got carried away. I got carried away in it. I couldn't help myself. Once I started talking, I just talked up a massive game. Okay, guys, that's hey Hunter, good to see you, man. Yeah, drive safely. As I always encourage people that are on the chat, if you're driving, drive safely. But we appreciate you popping in. Look, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Appreciate your guys' time. Going to give you a heads up tomorrow night. We're going with Ash. Going to come on as well, and we're going to do mid-season review. Might be a big show, but come hang out with us for a couple hours. We're going to do. We're definitely going to do the tier list again. What I've noticed with the tier list, I need to create more categories, and I think I did that on the last one of last year. But we're going to do the tier list again. We're going to break down the season for each player. We're going to look ahead to the next couple of games. We're going to evaluate what we saw. So jump in for that show as well. It's going to be awesome. And getting Ash's feedback, who I know he's dying to talk about it, and I know, and his analysis will be bang on as well. So coming for that, yeah, it was like Hogan when yeah, that made Vince. Remember T Mackey, is that made Vince when that match at WrestleMania 3. So yeah, it's exactly like that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Hey, good to see you, Jose. Yep, hit the like. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, guys, so coming tomorrow night, 8 p.m. We'll be here. We'll do a deep dive. We'll get into it, and I'll go to you guys in the chat as well for questions. If we're over evaluating playing, we're under evaluating them. Hit us in the chat. We'll get that right. We'll get the tier list out. But hopefully that should go real well. Again, before we shout out for Tony Team W. He's an absolute legend and massive supporter. And yes, we are the family, bro. We appreciate it. Williams 2.0, show some love to ET Stan and especially Williams over there. Appreciate your love and passion for your sport, man. For your team and the family of rugby league. It's great to share the love. You didn't have to, Williams. Thank you, man, and appreciate you. And I love your takes as well. The real Isaac Luke, the one and only. Get Jazz those jerseys to be signed. Jazz, get those jerseys to him to be signed. But welcome in, Isaac, man. Appreciate you. Latino Heat. Scott, brother, thanks for becoming a member. You didn't have to, but I do always respect and appreciate your takes of footy and how you see things, and looking forward. Hopefully we get to do that watch along or do some more stuff in the future, bro. But show some love, people, to the ET Stan podcast. I hope that when you went over there and you watched the post-match and you had that grin, that you actually liked and subscribed to the brothers. But much love to Scott. And Hayden, man, welcome in as well. Great to have you. And again, for everyone that's in here that's new, jump on the Discord. Love to see you there. Instructions on the community posts. I'll put in another post as well to remind you guys. But we'd love to hear your voice and that. So big up, everyone. Thank you, my man, Scott. It's our year. Awesome. Thank you, my man. Much love, Jazz. Appreciate that. Stay safe. Send those jerseys, Jazz, over to the brother. And we'll see you guys. See you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. New Zealand time. Come in the chat, and we'll get to you guys' questions and thoughts as well. But no Teamless Tuesday, so we can chill. We can break this mid-season review down. But we'll see you then. Thanks you again, everyone, for your support and love. And up the wires as always. Peace.